It's that time again, folks. Are you ready? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. This isn't a joke. I need you to yell. I'm in the other room and there are these guys having a screaming match. You're gonna have to be louder.
Wow. That was too loud. Those two guys just stopped screaming at each other and now looking at me. Do it again, but please, turn it back. That's better.
And now for the man who needs no introduction, but has still written one anyway, as he does not know how to start the show. It's...
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm Liam Sparrow-Gange. And to answer the question you're all thinking, yes, I was on MasterChef. And yes, I was a judge. And no, I won't apologise for what I said. I stand by my judgments, even if it got me banned from Melbourne showgrounds. But that's in the past. And we're not here to talk about the past, okay? We're here to talk about the past. And the, Sorry, I've muddled myself up. We're not here to look into my past as a MasterChef judge. We're here to look into my present as a historian that looks into the past. The lost media of the past. For legal purposes, I do need to state that I am not a real historian. Do not take what I say as fact. To be a historian, you need a bachelor's degree in the field of history. And I only have one in the field of comedy. Which barely makes me a comedian, but that's just the imposter syndrome talking. And I think that's what makes me a comedian. I hope, at least. Well, really, I worry. What's that? You don't know what lost media is? Well, I was going to explain it. Lost media is pretty simple. It's media that's lost. Or probably destroyed, with only small remnants to prove it existed. The lost just makes it sound more hopeful, like it could be found again. Whereas destroyed confirms the horrible reality that all things turn to dust, and you can't stop the rot. But what type of media can be lost? I see the fear in your eyes ask. Well, any media can be lost media. Books, websites, video games, movies, TV shows, photos of Peter Hallier when he was 20. When I refer to media, I'm referring to those last three. But really, any media can be lost as easy as it is for a group of children to be lost at, say, Hanging Rock. But unlike Miranda and Friends, lost media has a higher chance of being found again. Because people are still searching for it. Which is where I come in. You see, I'm great at finding lost media because I'm neurodivergent. And need I say more? All right, so neurodivergent people tend to have long-lasting hyperfixations on the things they enjoy. And I have a lot of hyperfixations. I won't go into all 500 of them, but the second biggest one is analog technology, which has helped me find a lot of lost media. What's my biggest one? I hear you say under your breath. Can you stop with all these questions? Secondly, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. But I can't make a comedy show about my unironic and super sincere love for Sonic the Hedgehog. It would ruin my life. So let's just talk about VHS tapes. I refer to it as analog technology to make myself sound smarter. But how any analog system actually works is beyond my understanding. Because I'm an idiot. And I don't really want to learn. Now, if you're under 12, VHS tapes were how we watched media before the creation of the DVD, which, if you're under 7, is how we watch media before the creation of the streaming. Which, if you're under 2, and you're watching this in the far future via the orb, it is how we watch media before the orb. Long live the orb. Now, VHS tapes were special because you would record over the footage on them with whatever was airing on TV at the time. This is called piracy, and it is technically illegal. But because of piracy, VHS tapes are one of the main ways of finding lost media. Specifically, the things that aired on television once and never again. Like the original airing of Naughtiest Home videos, where the show gets cancelled midway through. Or that time Mr. Squiggle accidentally drew a penis. To me, it didn't seem like an accident, but, he's the star. Now, I just happen to have the biggest VHS collection out of anybody in the world of alternative Australian comedy. I assume. I haven't checked. You see, I've been collecting them for a few years now because I'm in search of the most lost piece of Australian-made media. A show that only aired once on the now-defunct Channel 8. A show no one but me remembers. A show I wish to prove existed. You see, what you just heard at the beginning of this presentation is a recreation to the intro to this nameless show. The original plan was to, of course, lie and say that it was real, do the thing the police do, forge evidence. But then I found the tape that may hold that very show, and probably a few others. The famous tape 8-2, the last VHS production tape ever produced by the now defunct Channel 8 before its bankruptcy. It was shuffled between video store to video store, said to be filled with all the trash TV a boy can dream of, and has also believably been cursed by an evil warlock, only known as Rupert Murdoch. But how did I find this tape? Well, do you honestly care? Because I've been talking for a while now, or as the young kids say, yapping, and I should really get this show on there. Just kidding. We wrote a song. Well, during that earthquake a while back no one would shut up about, I was skulking through the abandoned Video Easy in Oakley.
Bankruptcy.
Well, I've been digging a hole in the ground for a few years now.
Grave-sized hole.
See, sometimes I find old VHS tapes under the soil.
Land of ill.
I do this because I have an obsession with outdated technology.
La 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 loser.
Anyway, I could only find copies of Rocky V that day. So I was about to, walk on by.
Unchanged.
When suddenly, and without warning, there was this crazy big shock to the earth. And the hole collapsed, trapping me inside. And there was a strange hissing sound, like the devil's laugh. When I finally got out of the hole, this tape was just sitting there.
Convenient.
Just stuck in, amongst the copies of Rocky V.
Tape 8-2.
I could have sworn it hadn't been there before, but I didn't really care, as I ignore all warning signs of danger. By the way, that is the only reference to Little Shop of Horrors in this show. This tape is not sentient. It cannot grant every wish my greasy heart desires, and I am not feeding it my blood or the blood of others. Yet. Night's still young. Now, look, we did write some other songs, but they felt incredibly forced. We had suddenly streaming, and it didn't fit anywhere, to be honest. And, we were going to talk about the Lost Media Little Shop of Horrors cartoon, but someone found it, so I don't care about it anymore. I do think you should look into it. It's very strange. Audrey is Mr. Mushnick's daughter and also 12 years old. No more information. Anyway, you're probably wondering, how am I going to show you what's on this tape? As you can see, I haven't brought a TV in with me. Why? Because I'm not crazy enough to bring a TV into the city via train. Okay? I don't want people thinking I'm a weirdo. No, I did the far less crazy thing and had experimental brain surgery. And got this antenna inserted in my brain. This should cause me to act out what's on the tape. The original plan was to, of course, turn myself into a Teletubby here, but my GP said no after my card declined. Anyway, once I put this tape in, I will no longer be conscious to the world. Only the tape will remain. But for safety, I've made some pre-recorded messages if things go wrong. Things shouldn't, but this is experimental brain surgery we're talking about, and, you know, if I die, then I die doing what I loved. Living in the past. Oh, but just one last thing, last thing I swear. This show has no plot or meaning. I know I've just given you a ton of backstory, and I've clearly set things up, but forget that, okay? This is not a show about how everything sucks now and the past was better, or how nostalgia's a liar. This is a show about having fun, okay? I'm not teaching you a lesson here. It's just a fun show. There's no meaning, no moral, and no story elements.
You should not have done that. For with the tape having been played, I, the living demon of daytime television, am now free.
Oh no.
And I want you, Liam,
Me?
to go on an adventure.
Oh.
Where you kill for me.
Sure.
And I will teach you the true meaning of... Wait, what are you doing? Don't press that button.
Sorry about that. Someone didn't rewind the tape. Not very kind of them. That was one of the flaws of the VHS tape system. You had to rewind the tape after every time you watched something. And every time you did that, you destroyed a little bit more of the tape. Which is kind of beautiful, actually. You know, the more you watch something, the more you destroy it. As they say, to be loved is to be changed. DVD would fix this problem, and also offer bonus content because it could store more information on the disc, on the condition you didn't damage the disc. Because as they also say, to be changed is to be hurt. Now, streaming would fix that problem by removing bonus content and making sure you didn't own anything. Because as they also say, fuck you. Now, I'm currently transforming my look into that of a person from the late 90s/early 2000s to keep an illusion alive of sorts. That, of course, is a lie. This is just how I normally dress. I didn't want to be in a suit for the entire show. I'd get sweaty. Oh, it sounds like it should be done.
Yes, it's Australia's silliest home videos. It's a little bit funny, a little bit goofy, and not at all naughty. We swear it. And now, for Australia's silliest host, it's Mug Dolray.
Hello, I'm Mug Dolray. I have no relation to the host of Australia's naughtiest home videos. I'm the host of Australia's silliest home videos. Don't look into it, and don't get it twisted. And I'm a very silly person, whoa. Over the years, the people of Australia have sent millions of home videos to Australia's funniest home videos. But a lot of them were just a bit too silly for telly. And not very funny. But as Channel 8 is getting desperate, and with the discovery of 5 new sound effects, What are you? How did you find this place? They've decided for this night, and this night alone, we'll be watching your silliest home videos. Are you ready to get silly? What is this, a funeral for your beloved pet? Because it's not. It's silliest home videos. Get silly. All right, now you've just gone from morgue to clown morgue. Is it more silly? Yes, but it's still a morgue, so come on. Get sillier. That's it, huh? No, it's fine. It's goofy. Wacky even. But it's not silly. You know what? We'll watch a few silly videos, and maybe this room will stop feeling like a dinner with my estranged father. Our first silly video comes all the way from Hughesdale, Victoria, where it seems one young boy is gunning for my job. Oh, let's watch. Oh, sorry, that's my cellular telephone. Not to brag, but I own one. Let's watch me take a call on this amazing gizmo. Hello, this is Mug Doré. Oh, hello, sir. Yes, we're just watching the first silly video. It's, well, we haven't watched it yet. It's, you're cancelling us already. But we haven't even watched the first silly video. And what we're going to show is extremely tame. We only had to add like 2 boing sound effects. It's... You had to bury your beloved pet today. After you identified the body of your estranged clown father? Sir, I had no idea. It's this crowd. They weren't silly enough. We can do better. We can be sillier. Hello? Oh, God. It's happening again. Oh, no.
Coming this fall on Channel 8.
So what was it this time, son?
They were making fun of my dream again. I got mad, tried to fight, and I lost.
The untold story of an Australian icon.
No, you haven't. We only lose when we give up on our dreams. Do you still have yours?
Yeah.
Then you haven't lost yet.
Sorry, Frank, but as your accountant, I'm telling you, unless you find some way to sell your entire inventory by next month, you're not just gonna lose your business. You're gonna lose your dream.
Well, I can do it, because this just isn't my business. It's my dream. And I'll never lose that.
See how the legend who would inspire millions
So I just talk into this microphone and everyone in the nation can hear me?
found his voice.
Hello! Frank Walker from National Tiles here. This week, National Tiles has a beautiful range of polished porcelain floor tiles. Slash up to 30% or more. That's right, 30% off polished porcelain floor tiles. But only until this Sunday. So come into National Tiles and save!
And he'll have to fight to keep it.
Hey Walker, you're cutting in on the Bunnings boys' turf. Take your cheap tiles and get out of town. And me and the boys here are gonna teach you a lesson. By which I mean we're gonna beat you. Yeah, well he said. Yeah.
My prices aren't the only thing that's unbeatable. I am too. Hiya!
Oh, this guy doesn't just have great deals on tiles. He also knows Kung Fu. Whoa, look out. He's throwing them shower tiles like ninja stars. Oh, these would look great in my ensuite.
He slashed me! Like he slashed the price on polished porcelain tiles! 30%! What a great feel of pain that I am in! Well. You took care of those Bunnings boys all on your own, did you? Guess guess we're just gonna have to use the bigger guns.
Hello! Who the hell are you?
Me? Why, I'm Winston. Winston with a Y.
Well, Winston with a Y. Prepare to be Winston with a die. Hiya!
From the makers of Radio Samurai and Reckless Kelly comes National Tiles, the movie, starring Hugh Jackman and Jack Human.
Welcome back to Totally Toasted Cheese TV 2000!
Currently branding.
I'm out here by Australia's most advanced theme park, Gumbaya Park.
The city meets the country.
I'm out here by the big nameless pheasant. Last week, I told you dweebs to send some names in so we can give a name to this totally tubular bird. As currently, it has no real identity and is just a lifeless entity made to get people to go to Gumbaya Park.
Where the city meets the country.
In a way, me and it are the same, as I was created in a lab in a desperate attempt to appeal to the youth. And to sell products! Remember, the kid who sends the best name wins tickets to Gumbaya Park.
Where the city meets the country.
Let's have a look at what names you clods sent in. All right. Oh, by the way, Gumbaya Parks is the only park where you can look at power lines and feel lost in the world before going down a hot metal slide. Now let's have a look at what names you clods sent in. Cassie in Melbourne writes, can we name the bird after my older brother Ron, who died in a street race incident? I don't know. What do we think about that, children who are here with me? Cowabunga, Cassie. Looks like these cool cunts aren't into the name. You and your family are now banned from Gumbaya Park. All right, our next letter comes from Tony in Sandringham.
Where the city meets the country.
Tony writes, can we name it after Australia's greatest hero, known for his yellow shirt and curly hair, Toadie from Neighbours? Sorry, T-Dog, but as that is the name of a character from a rival station, we can't do that. Even though Toadie is my personal hero and the greatest character ever conceived, you and your family are now banned from Gumbaya Park.
Where the city meets the country.
All right, our next letter comes from some kid somewhere, and they write, can we name it after Monster Battle champion Johnny Skeleton? I don't know, real child that definitely exists and is not just a segue to the next cartoon. How about instead of doing that, we watch some monster battles, and then we'll think of a name for this nameless bird here at Gumbaya Park, where the city meets the country. Yeah! I'm back already. Did the tape play the thing that I wanted? Did? The tape seems to still be going, so I guess this is like a blank spot. When I found the tape, it was next to a big magnet, so... Oh, and magnets could erase VHS tapes. I should have mentioned that. I guess we'll just have to wait until the tape starts up. You know what? I'll talk about lost media. I'll be an edutainer. And unlike the historian title I'd given myself earlier, I don't need a bachelor's degree in the field of education. Nor do I need to be entertaining. I just need to sound like I know what I'm talking about, and you will take my word for it.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I briefly discussed what lost media is, but the question still remains, why should you care? Let's circle back to that when I can... when I can think of one. Instead, let's talk about how everything sucks now and the past was better. I wonder who that bell's tolling for. Anyway, the main way we watch media right now, specifically media we don't own, is via streaming. And there are a lot of streaming services to do so from, like Binge, Crackle, Hulu, Disney+. There are 700 streaming services, and we'll be naming all of them. Paramount Plus, did I say Hulu already? Okay, HBO Max, Chick-fil-A, an American restaurant, has a streaming service now. You got to know one?
Stan.
Yeah, did I not say Stan? Wow, Stan, you...
MGM?
That's a lie, that's fake. Take it seriously. You know what? No, this exercise is over. Okay? The point I'm trying to make is that they can all be accessed at any time via your phone, which you're legally mandated to have on you, lest you be forgotten by your peers. It has never been easier to consume.
Buy products to fill the void.
It's the audio from the tape. I guess that's still working. I'm sure that will come back later. Wink. Anyway, that's if you want to consume media you don't own. If you want to own media, you can purchase it from a digital storefront. However, as I just did this, it indicates that you don't actually own the media. You see, if the digital storefront decides to remove it, you won't be able to re-download it or stream it, and you won't get your money back. For now, you can still purchase things like DVDs, but a lot of companies are looking to discontinuing that service, as they believe it's not that convenient to the consumer. I mean, first the consumer has to go to the shops. Consumer doesn't want that. Then consumer has to look through all these DVDs. Consumer doesn't want this. Then consumer has to have an awkward conversation. Hey, can I just get this? Consumer doesn't want this. Then consumer has to go home. Consumer just left home. It's just a mess. Consumer much prefers to be subscribed to 58 different streaming services, each with rising prices and shrinking catalogues. But I ask you, consumer to consumer, do you ever find yourself in the mood for a specific movie or TV show? But those streaming services you're subscribed to don't have that show you really want, which causes you to doom scroll, which causes you not to watch anything at all? Did you eat a bag of shredded cheese for lunch instead of making something, you waste of human space? Then you, my friend, are suffering from convenience. You see, back in the good old days, the past, if you wanted to watch something you didn't own, you went to the most humble shop of all, the greatest shop of all, the video shop. And being a physical location you physically had to go to, you had to put a little bit of effort in if you wanted to watch something you didn't own. And yes, sometimes when you got there, the thing you wanted wasn't there. And when that happened, you got the honour, the privilege, to look around the store in search of something else that would scratch that itch. Because if you left without getting anything at all, you would suffer the ultimate humiliation. A waste of effort. And the cashier would spit in your face, but that was just part of the dance. All these factors combined made it the perfect family outing. And that was before you got home and watched the movie. And you actually watched the movie, because if you didn't watch it, you would have to return it with late fees. Look, I'm just saying the late fee system, it's just perfect. Fear gets people motivated to watch things. But it wasn't just how we watched things that was better in the past. How we made media was too. And I'm not talking about them big studio productions. I'm talking about that real media, the best media, funniest home videos.
Book time!
Hi kids, we got a very special book time for you this book time. It's a book written by me, Rudy McMahon. It's called Miffid, the Small Blue Dog. Miffid, the Small Blue Dog, written and illustrated by Rudy McMahon. I'm sure you all know the story about the big red dog who started small but grew to an enormous size because his owner loved him so much. Or doesn't he look familiar, but also legally distinct? But did you know there was another dog whose size changed based on its owner's feelings towards him? His name was Mifford, the small blue dog. Well, there he is. Doesn't seem that small to me. Bit malnourished, but not small. Mifford's owner Keith didn't care for Mifford, as he wasn't big like Clifford, so he ignored him. This caused Mifford to get sad, which caused him to shrink. Look, there he goes. Shoot! Pretty small now. Mifford tried to get Keith's attention by doing cool tricks, but he was just too small. Look, he's barely a speck on the page. And I don't care how cool that trick is, I don't think he's putting that rock down. Mifford was ignored so much that he shrunk into nothingness. He's gone now. And Keith didn't care, because he forgot about him. Do you ever feel sad? I used to feel sad. I used to feel a lot of things. I used to have dreams. I thought once I left the play school playhouse, I would write. But as the weeks turned to months, and the months turned to years, I found myself stuck here, reading books about impossibly sized dogs. And yet, no publisher will accept my book about a different impossibly sized dog. They say that it's too sad. They say that I'm infringing another's copyright. They say that I'm unhinged. But that's just what happens when you're stuck in the play school playhouse, staring out the arch window as the hickory-dickory digital clock tells you exactly how long you've been stuck here, staring at the world that seems to have left you behind. You feel forgotten. You feel small. Welcome back to Morning Moorabbin. If you're just joining us, we just have Chef Rachel Ruby show us how to make a delicious pavlova, only using egg yolks earlier. And during the break, like always, my co-host Frank was arrested due to the number of allegations against him. But the show must go on, and go on it must. The show. Our next guest has been making a bit of a name for themselves in the made-for-8 channel movie scene. They recently starred in National Tiles, the movie. And well, that's about it. But we here at Channel 8 see a bright future for this star. So please, give a warm welcome to...
Hey, it's Liam. If you're hearing this recording, one of two things has happened. Either the tape has gotten stuck and I am now frozen in time, or somehow, by putting the tape into the VCR, I have exploded. If it's the latter, please pick up what chunks remain of my body and call Aidan Wilcox. He will give you further instructions if he picks up. If it's the former, I just need someone to get up and bang the top of the VCR. That should get the tape loose and the show will move on. If no one does this, I will be frozen until the show ends, and probably die. Please call Helena Hogan if I die that way. She will give you further instructions on what to do.
Oh, Jack, you in! Jack, sit! Jackie, Jacqueline, Jackie? Jacques. Can I call you Jacques?
Yeah.
Jacques. thank you so much for coming in. I know you're pretty busy, what with your divorce proceedings, so... It's very nice that you made the time. Now, Jacques, before I talk about your upcoming project, are you willing to answer a personal question of mine? I'm a pretty big fan. I really want to know a question. I really want to know your question.
Okay.
Thank you. What happened to your first wife? And welcome back to Who Wants to Be Slightly Richer? Jack here is at $200. How do we feel, Jack?
Great.
Super! Now, Jack, before we ask your next question, I have a bit of a personal question to ask you myself. You see, I'm quite a huge fan, and I'm just wondering if that is okay.
Yeah.
Super. Jack, what happened to your first wife?
I'm not sure.
Is that all you have to say, Jack?
Yeah.
Super! All right. The question for $200. Jack, what was Video Easy's slogan during October 2003? Was it A, rent it now or rent it free, Video Easy? B, Easy does it. C, there is more to see at Video Easy. Or D, the choice is simple. 60 seconds starting on... What?
B.
I'm sorry, Jack, but that is incorrect. However, as you are a celebrity, we will be giving you another shot. But I would like to remind you that you can still phone a friend, all right? Just want to make sure you know that you can phone a friend. All right, 60 seconds starting on the clock. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack, but A is incorrect as well. However, once again, as you're a celebrity, we will give you another shot. However, I would like to just double down on this fact. You can call a friend. All right. 60 seconds on the clock again.
D.
I'm sorry, Jack, but that is incorrect. We'll be calling your friend anyway. Call the friend.
Hello?
Hello, is this Doug?
Yeah, this is Doug.
Hello, Doug. This is Tony Barber.
From Sale of a Century? I love that show.
No, I'm a different Tony Barber.
Oh, okay then.
Doug, I'm here with Jack.
Jack Human?
Yes.
You tell that prick stick not to call me back, okay? I will continue to send death threats via Ozpost until they apologise for what they did to my family. And pay to fix my broken bidet, because they broke it. And I don't care what the police, the lawyers, the vigilantes say, it is not a crime to send death threats to people you hate.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Wait a second, can they hear me?
I believe so. Can you hear him?
Tell you what, Jack, I can accept you for not apologising for killing my son. If you do one thing for me, right here, right now, but you will still have to pay me back for the bidet. I want you to start rubbing...
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack, but time is up. The answer will not be revealed to you, and I see you're all ready to leave, so thank you. Where was I? Right, funniest home videos. Not referring to the hit TV show that we're all fans of course. Referring to actual funniest home videos. Your funniest home videos, my funniest home videos, the videos of grandparents being pushed in the pool and uncles doing dangerous stunts to impress their nephews. Before the invention of the phone camera, back when that was just a madman's dream, and when TikTok was a robot from the Wizard of Oz sequel, if you wanted to record home media, you only had two options. You either bought a camera for photos or a camcorder for footage. And with both of them, you need to use a little bit of effort. Not a lot, but, there were some hurdles you had to jump. For one, they were kind of big. So when you took them places, you would have to sacrifice what else you were bringing. You couldn't fit your cousin's insulin, or his EpiPen, or his inhaler, or his iron lung. And because of those sacrifices, you had to make the most out of this camera. So you filmed everything, the trees in the wind during family picnics, and the monkeys at the zoo when my cousin was having an asthma attack. Did the oxygen cause little Declan to lose some brain cells? Yes. But he's fine now. He's in marketing and he's here tonight! Now, when you actually wanted to see what you had taken, and you didn't have like an instant camera because you weren't a millionaire, you had to go to the chemist to get your photos developed. This is just, of course, with the camera. If you had a camcorder, it was saved to a tiny VHS tape, which was then put into a bigger VHS tape, which was then put into the VCR, or a tiny little disc that could just skip that entire process. Now, after a week or so, you'll get your photos back, and you would finally see just how beautifully bad the quality of this world was. I mean, no one knew anything about lighting at the time, so everything just kind of looked wrong. I mean, the day looked as if the sun had been exploding, and night looked as if my older brother was sitting on my face. And everyone looked like just dehydrated and sweaty at the same time, which feels impossible. And they all had these red, soulless eyes that would really pierce into your mind. But that isn't exactly how I remember the past looking. Right down to my older brother sitting on my face. Or at least it's how I remember remembering the past looking. Or it's how I remember remembering the past looking, as I don't remember the past, but I remember remembering the past. Memory's tricky. Technically, memory is just your mind trying to recreate a memory based on the limited information it's kept over the years. Has anyone here ever heard of the Mandela effect? Well, cool, but I'm going to explain it anyway. The Mandela effect is where a large group of people remember an item or an event the wrong way, like how it's Kirk's creaming soda and not creamy soda, or how the word tunes in Looney Tunes is spelled Tunes and not Toons, or how, Harold Holt didn't drown. He was abducted by aliens. Read a book. Now, some people believe the Mandela effect to be proof that two universes have collided together, or that someone's gone back in time to change an event. This is because they remember Curious George having a tail. These people are idiots. The Mandela effect happens when false information is shared over and over again, be it in parody or just general misinformation. We get people starting to believe that Nelson Mandela died in prison. He didn't, by the way. He became the president of South Africa. A very big news story that I don't know how anyone missed. Really, they made a movie about it, starring Matt Damon. He does not play Nelson Mandela. Just in case you're wondering, but... Okay? So you can't trust your memory. In fact, let's test everyone's memory right now. Can anyone tell me why I have this antenna in my brain?
So you can be a video, a computer.
What? So I can be a TV? I'm a man. I'm not a machine. Look, it doesn't matter why I have this antenna in my brain. Nor does it matter why I taste copper right now. What matters is my belief that if I didn't have such great memories of watching home movies, that I wouldn't have such great memories of my childhood. And I wouldn't know how awesome my childhood was, and how big my backyard was, and how cool my toys were, and how better my childhood is compared to him. If it isn't clear to you now, don't worry, I've been hiding it extremely well. I'm just a little bit nostalgic. But I'm not an idiot. Nostalgia is a liar. And the past has way more negatives than positives. And the movies being made now are oftentimes better than the movies being made back then. I mean, most of the time, it's a numbers game, and the industry has always been driven by profit. And really, is it like is the movie better, or is it just like the industry's better? It's a weird, like, double-handed, like, it's a mess, is what I'm saying. But nostalgia isn't evil. That's what I actually want to say. Nostalgia is this beautiful feeling you get when something was so impactful to you that just thinking about it gives you a rush of serotonin. And it only becomes evil when you try and chase that feeling or force that feeling onto someone else or try and monetize that feeling and ignore the bias of memory. But it's not nostalgia that makes home movies the most important media out there. It's the people in them and the fact that it's about to become a lost media.
Ken Bruce has gone mad. Ken Bruce has gone mad. Ken Bruce has gone mad. Ken Bruce has gone mad.
Hello, I'm Madonna Bruce. Recently, my twin brother, Ken Bruce, starred in a multitude of commercials in which he announced to the world that he has gone completely mad. At first, we at the Bruce family thought he was just having fun with advertising. But when I saw how dangerously low those prices were getting, I knew that I had to fly in from Bali to stop his madness. This is not how he wanted you to find out. But it seems only fair that we share with you that Ken is getting the help he needs at the Carnegie Asylum. We would like to apologise to the victims of his killing spree. And, of course, to show our apologies and our gratitude, we'll be keeping the insane low prices my brother announced, no matter how crazy low they are. That's right, we got $20 on microwave blenders and more. We got bedding starting at $1.99, fridging starting at $1.99, the blood of the innocent starting at $6.66, a goat's head, a lamb's head, a head. So come on down to Ken Bruce and take advantage of the Madonna's losing the plot sale.
Madonna Bruce has gone mad.
No.
Bruce has gone mad.
No.
Madonna Bruce has gone mad.
Just a bottle of milk, thanks.
Low fat, no fat, all fat, full cream, high calcium, high protein, soys, roys.
Sorry, did you say Roy?
Light skin, omega-3, white paint.
Sorry, paint?
Chocolate, strawberry, goats, high calcium with vitamin D and fluoride, extra dollop, cats, rats, bats, oak.
Oak?
Almond, frozen bag.
Can you just give me some kind of milk that won't make me shit my pants?
No such product exists, mate. But we do sell adult nappies. We've got extra large ones as well.
Paul's adult nappies. For those who are just a little bit intolerant.
I told you earlier that it's very easy to lose media. And you can lose anything. For example, did you know that before the release of Toy Story 2, the entire movie was deleted off every computer at Pixar? A 90 million USD movie gone in an afternoon. And the only reason that movie was able to release was because the technical director of the film and a Pixar employee had a copy saved on her home computer. And if it wasn't for her, that movie would be lost media right now and we would be down a Toy Story. And the character known as Forky would not exist. That is a lie, however. The truth is that once they got the footage back, they realised they didn't want it, and they deleted it anyway. On a much smaller, yet more relevant scale, my phone deleted every single photo and video from before October 2019. I don't know why I did it. It just did it. And I don't really care. Look, I've had an iPhone for a while. That's about 12 years of photos just gone. And I don't care. I can't remember any of them. I don't know if they're worth missing. That's the entirety of high school gone. Look, I know in the grand scheme of things, media doesn't sound important, right? It's just a movie. It's just a TV show. It's just a photo of Peter Hallier. But media's art. It's something someone's put a lot of hard work into. It's something that can be affected by the time it was made in, by the people it was made for. It shows the people of tomorrow what the people of the past thought the world was like, what it could be like, and what it really was. Admittedly, Australia's actually pretty good at preserving its media now, with ACME showcasing the past and the Australian Sound and Screen Archive collecting it. So I'm not worried about Australian-made media becoming lost media. Well, I am worried about Australian media, but that's for different reasons. Things I can't control. It's the media I'm most worried about is home media, the family media, the videos of uncles, of course, doing those dangerous stunts, as I mentioned, to impress their nephews because they're afraid. They're afraid of the age. They're no longer cool. They're about to change. They got to hold on to that somehow. I'm afraid those videos are going to disappear. I don't watch them anymore with my family, nor do we make them. I don't know. Look, before I cram a lesson down your throat, like I had always been planning, the truth is that I'm not looking for a lost TV show. I'm looking for a lost funniest home video. My funniest home video. You see, when I was a child, I produced and starred in a home movie called The Liam Show. And it had everything a funniest home video needed. It was over-edited. It featured a cringy child doing cringy children things. And it had that special type of animal abuse that only cringy children get away with. I thought it would be really funny if that was the thing that I was looking for, what was going to be on this tape. But I couldn't find the footage. I looked everywhere for it, and USBs and DVDs and VHSs, but the footage was gone. This dumb video that may not even be funny just is gone. And that changed something. I don't know, it just made me think more about media than I've ever thought about it before. When I was setting out to do the show, all I wanted to do was have fun. I wanted to parody Australian television. I wanted to get people to go to Gumbaya Park. But then I really started thinking about home media. Why don't we film any stuff anymore? Why don't we watch things anymore? When was the last time you took a photo and just didn't show anyone but yourself? When was the last time you opened your photo app and scrolled through what you've taken and just had a look? Do you take photos for yourself anymore? Or do you just put them on Instagram and, I don't know, forget about them? We're living at one of the most technological advanced states in human histories right now. Right now. But for some reason, we've decided to make the technology of the past incompatible with the technology of today. I say some reason, I know the reason. It's industrial sabotage. It's to make sure you buy the new product because the old product's not going to work with anything else. And it pisses me off, but I'm not going into it right now. I think people don't treat media with the same respect they used to. And I know that sounds pretentious, and it is. It's very pretentious. But now, because of this, we have media on things that are slowly destroying said media. Like VHS tapes. I love them, but these things are shit. I mean, they're like children. You hold them underwater for too long. Broken. In fact, if you did this to a child, it'd be broken. Just like this tape. And now it doesn't matter what was on this tape. It's gone now, it's broken. It could have been 5 episodes of The Simpsons. It could have been The Liam Show. It could have been the only known footage of the person to set fire to Smorgies. We'll never know. The tape is destroyed, and you can't prove I was there when the fire started. Look, I can give you a pretentious ending about the ultimate lost media, the burning of the Library of Alexandria, and how the world lost so many books and scrolls and stone tablets filled with philosophies and inventions and medicines that we as a society have not yet recovered. I could give you a pretentious ending about how no one likes to admit to how much the media they watch influences their lives, how we think, how we feel, what we know to be true. Because we're all just monkeys trying to figure out how to be human. And monkey see, monkey do. But I don't care about that. Well, actually, I care a lot. I wouldn't be mentioning it if I didn't care. I just want to focus on one thing, and that it's just how amazing it is that we can visually document our lives and the people in them. And for some reason, we've just let the older version of Up Behind to rot. That's the pretentious ending I've chosen. That's right, yeah. I think different. I teach. You didn't realise I was doing it, but I was doing it. Yeah. If you're worried about produced media becoming lost media and don't care about home media, well, there's a few things you can do. Firstly, buy a DVD. It is the easiest way to make sure something doesn't become lost media. If the thing you like has no physical release, either they were never being made or is no longer being made, then I'm sorry, your thing is now lost media. You just have to accept it. Maybe try some new media. I have a few suggestions. One Piece, it's about pirates. The movie Hooked has pirates in it. The Pirates of the Caribbean, that's a good franchise. Really, anything that has pirates is great. Piracy is great. But not piracy. Not piracy. Don't pirate movies. That's a crime. But watch pirate movies, Pirate movies, but don't pirate movies. I gotta talk to a lawyer. Sorry, just...
Tortoises can be out of water for 100 meters, and they can dress up as rocks. And fish, you can eat them. Yum yum. I have pets of them, and I'm trying to get them. I'm Liam. I have a pet fish. I'll show you. Who's it? Uh-oh. Time for the show. I'm Liam, who's talking about Ben 10 aliens. Here's with us. I need water. Sometimes I hate this once. No. Liam. I'm talking about Ben 10 aliens. I'm called Liam. This is forearms. Nah. I can breathe. I can breathe. Turn the damn camera off! No! It's like me, like when I'm big. Oh, look at